This is Reese from CreataCRM, and this is the 4th video for Myob integration. What we're going to do is create a sales order, and then we're going to actually realize we haven't got stock, and we're going to actually create a purchase order, send it to Reckon, and then bill it so we can add the actual extra items, so receive the stock and then get the items across. So we can continue with our invoice as we did not have enough stock inside of Myob. So let's first create a sales order inside of Creator. So we're going to click on the sales drop down menu, the plus sign, and then order to invoice. We select that, and we're going to first choose the customer, and then we will add the item across in here. So what we want to do is we're going to choose the caller medium, and say we want about we're going to have about 10 items of that the client wants. And when we save and view that, we're going to just find out we have not got enough stock in here. So we've got Myob have 3 items, but we need 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to just create a purchase order in here, realizing our situation. So we click on purchase order and click on the purchase order, and it will pop up a screen, and we're going to select the supplier. For this one, it's going to be the underwater springs. We select that, and we have the ability to drop ship and say, look, use the customer's address if we want to drop ship and on the actual purchase order itself. We're not going to do this. We're just going to create the purchase order. Okay, and that pops up an OK screen. Okay, from that, now we have a purchase order that we can open. We can, for example, work in this environment here, but I'm going to choose just to open the purchase order. And there's a couple of things you can do. So we've now requested for Underwater Springs to deliver stock to us, and we're waiting for it. So it's saying draft waiting for stock. So we're going to finalize it, and so we've sent the order, and we're now it's open. So we have in the ordering system in purchase order, we have draft open, and now we're waiting for stock. Now, when we receive stock, it's now come in, and Underwater Springs have delivered the stock to us. We're going to receive the stock and create a receipt. Okay, and that means it's in our system. We have created a receipt stock in here that we have in the system in the warehouse drop down menu here, and we have receipt stock. So you have a receipt for that particular order, and click on here, and there's a receipt there. Purchase order receipt. Okay, we're going to go back to the purchase order in here, and we're now going to have closed it, received the stock. I'll just identify that we haven't put any amounts on the actual price each, so we're going to click on we paid $200 for that particular stock each, so it's going to be $2,000 for that. Next thing we want to do is we're going to actually send it to Myob as a purchase order, and what you can do is you create as a purchase order, and then you can say, no, I've now and that puts as a purchase order. You could have done that prior, depending on how you want to deal with it. Next thing you want to do is that we still haven't added the stock in there. So how we know that is that we can click on the drop down menu inventory, and we're still going to see in the caller medium callers in the last one there, we've still got 3 stock here, and that's not enough for us to purchase the order, because we sold and we buy and we inventory. So what we want to do is we're going to have to mark that as a bill. So we're going to mark that as a bill, and so that will add to the stock items in the system. So from that, it will then add the items. So it should be now, it's going to be 10 plus 3, which is 13. So you see up here, sent to Myob, converted as a bill. So let's go to Myob and look at our inventory. Now 13. Fantastic. So what we can now do is we're going to go back to our sales order. So we'll click on the sale, and we go to the one that we have. We should sort it on date, so it would be number 8. There it is, purchase order. Review the receipt stock, get the purchase orders open, and it's closed. Fantastic. So we now see it's 13 in here. So what we can do is we can now push. We can, we don't have to do that. We just authorize it. That's our system, just to say it's closed in the system. And now we're going to push to Myob. Yep. So that means because with Myob you can't push an invoice if you've got no stock, if it's inventoried. So we have to do that. So we've done all this. We've done all of those elements where we've now pushed it to Myob, taken the stock out, and now we've taken the 10 off into the system. So we've now taken 10 off the inventory, and how we know that, we can go to Myob and here, and then we can see we've only got three in stock. So we've so that really helps out with Creator, where in the sales system you have the ability to for example, create an order, realize you have no stock, create a purchase order, receive the stock in here, so you have a trace on who's actually received it and which person did receive the stock. Then you can send it as an invoice into Myob, into the client, and send an email to the client all in one spot there. So that really helps you just to manage everything in one spot in the cloud without using Myob. So I hope that helps you. Speak soon, and look at video 5. Thanks, bye.